an absolute stomp. There's really no nice way to put it there. I mean, a nice showing by KOO, absolutely, but it was pure domination across the map. 23-49, a new fastest game for the tournament that is a non-surrender game, beating out the C9 AHQ game by 9 seconds.
I love how they play a composition that is similar to all the things that Cloud9 and CLG have been running, the whole siege with Darius, and just play it 10 times better. With the Kench, they're like, unbench the Kench. And then this guy takes over the game during laning phase of roaming. It was perfect. Loved it.
One thing I do want to point out is it's the little things at the start of the game that are going to get you an advantage. And Double Lift tanked 2 turret shots for absolutely no reason. All of a sudden, no potion, he's a turret shot down. Tahm Kench walks into his lane. They cannot fight, and it ends up in a double kill. Like, little things on the map that, like, you're in a lane swap, you think maybe this won't matter, comes back and bites them absolutely massive. So maybe some nerves. I don't know what's going on with CLG, but they looked so much more crisp even last week than what that game gave advantage of.
Well, I have a metaphorical representation of what happened that game. We have right here.
What was that?
Well, they got blown out of the water. They
got blown out of the water. Okay. You should have gotten down and, you know.
There was no wind in their sails.
Gotcha.
I mean, KOO was. I loved it. Like, everything in this game was so impressive and showing different styles. We mentioned that the Azir was 3-10 earlier in KOO Tigers, I guess, career. That didn't matter at all.
Yeah, and the other thing I do want to hit on quickly is how much of a confidence team KOO Tigers are. You saw that they played a little bit more reserved at the start of their last game, and then when they found the recipe to take them apart, they did it in very quick fashion. From minute 1 this time around, they just completely took this game over.
Yeah, and you were talking about picks and bans where they came out with a composition that was similar to what the North American teams are doing, Cloud9 and CLG, with a sieging AD carry and then a sieging mid laner in Azir. But what I think they did better is they paired it with the Tahm Kench. They looked at the Morgana, and it was a last pick support to counter the team composition that they saw. They let the Veigar through. It was something that was banned against Pobelter in 2 of the games, and they saw that this was going to come out once they took the Azir. KOO knew this was going to happen, and they were either going to play Morgana or Tahm Kench to stop Veigar from having the siege, but then they figured out, let's play the Tahm Kench. It gives us an engage option onto their backline, because what if this composition doesn't get into a position where because it's siege, right? You need some type of engage, which they were talking about in the cast, but when you have Tahm Kench, you can use the ultimate to get in, to force a fight, and have some fun with it. And I think Tahm Kench is actually going to become a tournament meta pick here. I think he's incredibly powerful in the right hand.
Speaking of Tahm Kench engaged, 14 minutes into the game, we saw a perfect example of that. Tahm Kench porting into the rest of the team with his AD carry in tow.
It sounds troll
for the bait.
Because none of them are in position to where this fight happens. He ports into all 4 of CLG's team members, and as soon as it happens, I mean, Darius is coming from the other side of the river. Ports in, the stun's already out. Both of CLG's stuns get layered really poorly, and then right at the end, bam, baits. One of the things that Tahm Kench has is that he's really difficult to know how hard he is to kill because of his E. So you're not expecting, you don't really know how much damage you need to take him down. And they thought they had enough, but he has, with the Merc Treads, the purchase early, just enough time to eat Jinx. His team arrives, Kuro flashes in with a huge Azir wall, and from then on, it's Darius cleanup.
That was a pick that did it for me. The fact that he was able to go Merc Treads, so no one else had to, because as soon as you're in the stun, he eats you, he can run through himself. Yeah. You can go your Berserker Greaves, you can go your Sork Boots, doesn't matter, because Tahm's just always going to be there to be able to just get you out of that AoE. Gorilla had one of the most beautiful performances out of an individual player we've seen all tournament.
Yeah, I think Gorilla definitely deserves a lot of props there. And Kuro, with the Azir wall, stopped the exit. It was a perfect Azir wall. There was no way through it, so it forced them to fight in that choke, and it forced them to fight in the Azir and where the Darius is.
You gotta fight in the river where Kench
lives. River King.
Well, Kench lived everywhere in that game. Fantastic game for KOO Tigers. They're going to feel good starting a long day off with a win. CLG, though, they're going to have to find a way to bounce back. Now, we did need to take a quick break, but keep it tuned right here because the action continues in 3.5 with Flash Wolves versus Pain Gaming. Stay with us.
바람 불면 추워 땀나면 돼 바람 불면 추워죽겠어.
Exhaust is ticking away. Double is below 100 HP. Smith and Gorilla gonna chase him down. First blood to top lane Darius.
이거 상관없어.
Smithy's gonna go down before he can chrono break out. But Prey gets excited before getting dunked. It's a double kill, make that a triple kill. You see Gorilla, he goes forward, throws out the tongue. Double Lift gets apprehended backwards and sunk by a Noxian guillotine. Hojin's got another, and now the Super Mega Death Rocket splashes. Smithy's forced to retreat. Pobelter and Zion are on the wrong side of the map. An undeniable #1 seed in Group A. KOO Tigers from Korea.